The talk show. I need to know, I am not crazy. At this point I am not sure who to tell. About 6 months ago, a friend of mine was having a hard time. Her and her husband were trying to have kids, when she found out she was infertile. This was a devastating blow to her family, as they really wanted kids. Her husband, in hopes to lift her spirits, found a way to acquire tickets to her favorite talk show. Out of fear and legal reasons I have decided not to name the talk show. After this story you dear listener will understand why. As it would turn out, her husband could not go with her, so she asked me. Being the good friend I said yes, and well, it was a chance to get out of our little town with a long road trip. The ride was good, we took turns driving and talking, making the best of it. Her mood seemingly started to change. Before I knew it we were in Los Angeles. To me this was the first time and it was amazing. The live taping was the next morning. She had picked her hotel where we could be there as soon as they opened the doors. Once in the studio, I started to notice some strange things. At a number of the exits, were strange-looking guards. Not your normal-looking guys, they were dressed in black and red uniforms. I guess they just gave me a disturbing vibe. We were ushered into a rather large room, with about 70 chairs around a main stage. Our seating row was the third from the stage. By nature I am a fidgety person, I always have something in my hands. I started to pull out my cell phone. I was quickly asked to turn it off. Somewhere in my mind this felt like a normal request and an odd one. As I put the cell phone in my pocket, clumsy me, I dropped the damned thing. I reached down and felt for my cell phone. In doing so I noticed a strange-looking door, like a trap door that could be slid open. Thinking to myself, this must be how Oprah puts gifts under people's seats. Mystery solved, I thought to myself. My cell phone was unreachable. So I quickly jumped up, knelt down and reached for it. Retrieving my phone, I noticed other people, all women, taking their seats. For some reason as I was sitting down, something odd caught my eye about the seat. There was a dime-shaped hole in the middle of the seat, right above the trap door. I attempted to alert my friend to the strange things I have seen. She just blew it off like usual. The show had started and a wonderful smile went over my friend's face. I was glad she was happy. I would have been down too if I found out I couldn't have kids. I once again found myself reaching for my cell phone. I thought about texting a guy I had met at the hotel bar. Trying to avoid the temptation, I decided to sit on my hands. I vaguely remember the host going on about a free car they were going to give away. Trying to look alert, after hearing the word free, my eyes darted across the audience of the talk show. The strangest thing happened. I felt a sharp pain, almost like biting and numbing, on the back of my hand, quickly thinking this was from where I was sitting on them. At that very moment it was like every other person there jumped as I did when I felt the sting. Jumping up, I looked at my hand and there was a tiny ring of blood. Looking down at the dime-sized hole in the chair, I saw something moving back and forth. It must have popped up from the trap door under the chairs. Trying not to scream, I let out the tiniest of sounds. I guess everyone heard me. I swear it was a scene out of The Village of the Damned. Each person looked at me at the same time. Their eyes were black and glassed over. I quickly pulled my cell phone out, popped the case off and covered the hole, and quietly sat back down. As I watched my friend, I leaned over and saw the most horrifying thing. A tiny worm-like creature was under each chair, and appeared to be connected to each person that was in that chair. My friend as well. As if it never happened, they dissipated, the worms. The trap doors slid shut, and my friend and the others quickly came out of their daze. I showed my friend my hand, and asked her if we could go. She said yes. We made it back to the hotel room, and my friend began to complain about strange stomach pain, and laid down. The next morning she was in the bathroom, with an upset stomach. She couldn't keep down the breakfast the hotel had provided. It was like she had morning sickness. I packed the car, and drove us home. The poor girl was sick all the way home. Settling back into my normal life, trying to forget about this trip. Maybe someone slipped me something. Drugs could do this, right? After a few days, I received a visit from her husband. The poor guy was stone white. He asked me what we did out there, and I told him. I asked why. He looked at me and said she is pregnant. Stay paranoid, my friends.